What's up, guys? My name is Bendy.
Christmas Bob 1 here.
I think the Smash roster is a little too big nowadays.
There's quite a lot of folks on there. It can be a bit overwhelming.
Sakurai should entrust us to take the roster and cut it in half for Smash 6. So I'm gonna do 3, and then you're gonna do 3, and we're just gonna keep going until we have, I think there's 44 in save for Smash 6 and 44 in delete forever.
There's a lot I really like.
There's a lot that I like, there's a lot that I don't like, and we're doing this based on just personal preference. It could be what we really think should be for Smash 6 competitively, casually. Maybe we don't like a character, we want them gone for good. Just whatever the hell kind of criteria we desire. I want to get rid of the Echoes. Personally, I think that the Echoes should just be alternate skins.
I'm going to start off with some pretty basic stuff as well. I'll take some of the ones that, you know, I feel like you just gotta have in there.
Of course, of course.
Very, very, very iconic characters there. Very varied in their movesets. You know, I could not imagine it without them.
So I have 3 more characters that I think should be gone forever. As funny as they are, and as gimmicky as they are, and, you know, I love me some goofiness and some silliness, but they don't need to be in the game. That is the Miis.
The Miis, I see.
And you can literally change their movesets to like a million different combos, a million different combinations of moves, so they can kind of go away forever, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
I'm gonna go off of ones that I feel like their movesets, as they are right now, are just not very fun to play as or against. If these were reworked, it could be a different story, but as is, he's so iconic, but it just the way that he is in Smash. All right, another one like so iconic, but I just have to have the issue with the moveset, how it plays out.
So
this guy.
Oh, gotta get rid of Minecraft Steve.
Just the ones with the play style, with the movesets that I feel like just aren't the best in terms of fitting in with the rest of the cast.
I'm gonna save 2 characters and get rid of a character. First of all, I want to keep Toon Link.
Okay.
Because I like Toon Link. I think he's very consistent and pretty quick, and I love the passive where if he's just standing there, then any projectiles doink off of his shield. Yeah. I love that. But because we're saving Toon Link, I think there's another Link that can be gotten rid of. I don't think we need 3 Links out in the world.
Exchanging the Link there.
Exactly. Another character that I think needs to stay in the game is Bowser. Bowser is the most iconic heavy. Arguably, you could argue that DK is most iconic heavy. Personally, I think Bowser is the best heavy. I think Bowser is too iconic of a character to get rid of.
I'm gonna go here into a different little subsection of characters here. I really love that one of the most iconic fighting game characters is in this fighting game. I think he definitely belongs there. But going off your previous logic with the Echoes, take off Ken. And in that same vein of the fighting game characters, I'm gonna take off Terry too.
Oh yeah, Terry. Honestly, Terry was gonna be the next character I delete. Just because I hate that fucking go meter. I absolutely hate that go bullshit.
Right. I could definitely have to say, you know, his game series he comes from is huge. It has its own iconic place, but I feel like if we're cutting down the roster here, which we are, that I'm gonna keep Ryu, get rid of both Ken and Terry.
Okay, and with all that, I'm going to choose another character in a Nintendo game that it looks like Nintendo is continuously trying to push forward. Okay. That's kind of why they're in this game, and that is Inkling. Splatoon has got to have some love, and Splatoon is a very fun game, and one of Nintendo's newest IPs, so obviously they want to represent it in Smash. Inkling needs to stay. In that same vein, in the same breath, Animal Crossing needs their own character. Looking at this, I don't know which one I want to keep between Villager and Isabelle. I think Isabelle should stay.
Gonna keep Isabelle?
I think Isabelle is a better version of Villager. But, again, going off of my previous statement of characters that are too similar, only need one of them, I think Villager needs to go. I think either Villager needs to go or Villager needs to take Isabelle's moveset, because I think Isabelle's a better Villager.
Alrighty. It looks like the save part is running a little low, so I'll help it out here. Donkey Kong, like you said, all in major contention for the most iconic heavy there.
Yes,
I think he absolutely has earned his spot. No bias here at all, but you know, this guy is a little fun. You might say. So I'm gonna get him in there. Someone I love her unique her moveset, the way that she gets things done. Jigglypuff. I feel like the rest is too. You cannot. Have a Smash without that.
Gotta have both pink puff balls in this game.
Yeah, they're too lovable.
I'm also going to add on to this save list. I'm going to say save Yoshi. You can't get rid of this lovable dinosaur. You got one already, we need another.
Okay.
Gotta keep Samus. Also, Samus's moveset is, unlike the rest that we have here, mostly projectile, but can also get up in your face when need be. The next character that I think should be saved is another iconic Smash character that has been around since the very beginning. The character that is probably the most picked throughout the entirety of the Smash games.
Yeah.
That is Fox.
These two are, you know, one is the echo of the other, but in this case, I'm actually just going to get rid of them both. Roy and Chrom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm tempted to keep one of them, but I feel like we're gonna end up with, you know, at least some sword characters in the save. And as there are quite a lot, I'm gonna continue the trend here. Add Lucina to that mix. It's a well-known fact how many sword characters they are, how similar their playstyles can be, and how it can make the game feel as a whole. So I'm gonna cut down on those.
Honestly, I was gonna keep Lucina and get rid of Marth.
Oh,
but that's totally fair to want to keep the OG and get rid of the new kid on the block.
Right.
So we can keep Marth. And I would say let's also go ahead and keep another big name character that honestly I don't feel like gets enough representation outside of one specific professional level player. That being Diddy Kong.
Yeah, keeping Diddy.
Gotta keep Diddy. I feel like he's one of the he's been a very iconic character since Smash Brawl. And also, Diddy Kong is just a fucking fun character to play, let's be real. But a character that I think needs to go away is Dr. Mario. There's no reason to have him. He's a low tier in every game. And he's just almost a carbon copy of Mario, save for a few different moves and hitboxes. He's just fucking annoying to go up against online. Just pill, 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 pill. Fuck you.
I am now going to go to a different little subsection of characters here. There are quite a lot of Pokemon, and we're definitely going to have to get rid of some of them, at least some of them, if we're making this new game here. I believe they are similar enough that we can stand to lose one. Not clones by any means, but I'm keeping Mewtwo. You know, the from the original 151, that big iconic character.
One of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, nice. We're gonna trade off Lucario. I mean,
yeah,
they have a lot of similarities. You know, in the kind of, I feel like just overall vibe that they have in their moveset, and continuing that trend. I mean, he's cool, but just we're gonna have to make some sacrifices here. Greninja. There are some other Pokemon that we still have left at the bottom here that may just have the edge over Greninja.
Up next, I have to say, it's going to hurt my soul to put them in the delete forever, but I think that there's no reason for them to stay. One of my favorite characters in the game, and that is Wii Fit Trainer. I love playing as Wii Fit. They're so fun, but at the end of the day, they're just a little too gimmicky.
Big sacrifice there.
Big sacrifice. Now I'm going to head down to the DLCs here. We haven't touched the DLCs just yet.
True.
One character that needs to go. That character being Kazuya.
I was eyeing him earlier when I was working on those fighting game characters. Why are you taking him out?
I'm taking him out purely for the fact that Kazuya mains are just completely one-dimensional. You know the difference between a bad Kazuya and a good Kazuya the minute you see them. The bad Kazuyas are the ones who mostly pick up Kazuya, and those are the ones that just pick FD and spam A. I love Kazuya in Tekken, not so much in Smash. And the last character for this little round for me, a character that I would love for them to continue in Smash because they are the only representation of this game, but they do need to be nerfed if they are continuing to be in Smash, because I feel like they are a little too overpowered, and I feel like the Smash community will agree with me, and that is Min Min.
Oh.
Yeah, the only representation from ARMS. I'm sure sometime in the future we're gonna get that sequel, Legs.
Can't wait.
It was a very fun game. I did play it. It was very interesting. I do like how Min Min is in the game. They just need to be nerfed a little bit, take away some of that power, some of that range, just something. Yeah. Because Min Min is a fun character to play as, not so much to play against.
Okay, next I'm gonna take a strategy of characters that I just think their movesets are so unique and fun to play as that taking them out would, in my opinion, take off some of the fun of the game. I know how you feel about this guy, but I'm gonna keep him in here. I love his movement, how quick he is, how many different ways you can utilize his kit there. We're getting down to some of the harder decisions here. So speaking of how fun they are to play, I'm gonna keep Pokemon Trainer.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from just three from the most iconic Pokemon generation of all time, and the fact that it's three of them in the one character. I mean, when they separated it out with Charizard, it just wasn't the same, and so I feel like having that variety is really unique to that character. We saw some of this one recently, maybe some of that recency bias, but I mean, I've liked him for a while. Hero, he's insane. He's all over the place, but I think that aspect of him makes him one of the most unique characters. Having
Let's
all
go
those
gambling. God dang it.
How could you take that out of the game?
All right, so I am going to select a character that's kind of like Pokemon Trainer. There are a few characters that are like this, where you basically swap between a few different characters. Pokemon Trainer obviously being one of them. But I think there's another character on this list that did it even better. That is Pyra and Mythra.
Keeping them, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I do believe that Pyra and Mythra were the character that mastered the two characters in one. Okay. Sort of like how Pokemon Trainer, they came very close. Pokemon Trainer came very close to mastering it. I do feel like, Ivysaur kind of gets shafted. People always either go to Squirtle or Charizard. But with Pyra and Mythra, it seems like both of them are integral. Sticking with the DLCs, a character that I absolutely love to play as, although in my heart of hearts, I truly do not believe they're going to be in Smash 6. But if I have the fucking say in it, they would be, and that is Banjo. I love Banjo. He's one of my favorite characters in the game. So fucking goofy. Wonder Wing, way too punishable. But
yeah,
I fucking love Banjo, and realistically, I do not believe he's going to be in Smash 6, but I would love to continue the Xbox representation with Banjo. The last character that I'm going to pick here, and a character that I think they need to keep, Pac-Man.
Ooh, I'll line him.
Pac-Man is a very goofy character, fucking dog shit in Smash 4, but in Smash Ultimate, he's an A tier minimum. He's a very powerful character once you get to know him. He's one of those characters that is like easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, for sure.
But he is very good once you get to know him, and I love playing as him. I love playing against him. He's just a very good character, in my opinion, in Ultimate.
You made a big sacrifice with that Wii Fit. I'm gonna do the same. He's been one of my favorites since Smash 4. I've cosplayed as him. The series is so iconic, but just I feel his moveset is just not fit to continue on. It's overall very limited and has the very obvious drawbacks. So I'm gonna have to make a big parting there with Little Mac. We got another Echo still in sitting there. I'm gonna take him out. I feel like he's also not nearly as iconic as Simon. I'm gonna take out Richter, and I'm a bit on the fence for Simon, so I'm gonna leave him alone for now. We'll deal with that problem a little later. I am going to go with a character that's also very iconic, but I mean we're making the tough decisions here. I'm gonna get rid of Falco.
I was thinking about that, but I wasn't ready to pull the trigger on it just yet.
The similarities that there are to Fox. I love his combo game and everything. He's not gonna keep up with Fox in terms of that sheer iconic status and what he brings to the game. So I'm gonna take off Falco.
There's 2 more Pokemon here that I'm eyeing. I know there's more than just 2 on the list, but there's 2 that I'm eyeing right now. And that is Pikachu. It's got to stay most iconic Pokemon in the world.
Yeah.
And one that has to leave, and that is Pichu, Pikachu's younger brother that was only in Smash because Mom forced older brother to go with him. As someone who born and raised in Kansas City, seeing all the people who main this character, they need to stay in the game.
I think I know. That
is King K. Rool. There are quite a few K. Rool mains here in Kansas City, and a lot of them are cracked out of their mind. It is a shame how disrespected K. Rool gets throughout the rest of the world.
This next one, I'm keeping Zero Suit. I was a bit on the fence because we did have the other Samus, but I think it's pretty obvious how different the 2 are from each other.
Yeah.
I think she is just super clean. I love how creative and precise people can get with her. Super fun to watch, and I would think it would be a big shame if she wasn't in the game anymore. Continuing, I'm gonna choose another one that I personally also feel is pretty fun to watch. I've been eyeing him. I know I got rid of Falco, but I'm gonna keep Wolf. I also love his moveset. I love how hard he hits. Super fun to watch as well for me. So I'm keeping him in there. Most of these characters I would love if I was better at. I'm not, so I'm keeping them in because of how fun they are to watch from the other end. And finally, someone who has definitely been controversial, but I feel like with the changes from the last game, I think she's shown that she can definitely still work in Smash without being quite what we saw in the previous game. But another character that the players can be so creative with, so many different kind of combos that you can have, that I'm keeping in Bayonetta.
All right. I've been eyeing this character this entire time since we started recording about half an hour ago. I've been on the fence of whether I want to keep them or get rid of them. I think I'm going to get rid of them. That character is a character that is it's just not a fun experience to play against. Way too easy to master, if I'm being honest, but they have a very low skill ceiling, and that is not fun, especially with how good they are. They can carry a really shitter player, and that is Game & Watch. Game & Watch is a character that if you are new to Smash and you want to win tournaments, just pick up Game & Watch. You don't have a lot to learn, but good lord, this character can carry you hard. The next character, I think there's too much Mario representation, so I think we need to get rid of another character here from Mario. That character being Rosalina.
I see.
I don't think that we need Rosalina, because out of all the Mario characters that we have left, I think she is the one with the least representation. But yeah, I just think that she's too gimmicky, just like Game & Watch. She's a little too gimmicky. And last but not least, let's bring back a character. That character is a character that I've been really wanting to pick up and get good with. But it's definitely one of those characters where it's like, you know the difference between a good one and a bad one. And that's Joker.
Oh.
You definitely know the difference when you're going up against a good Joker or a bad Joker. A character that can definitely demolish and a character that can definitely get demolished.
That's
if you're not doing it right. But yeah, I gotta go with Joker. I gotta keep Joker around.
Now, this kind of continues off of one of my points from earlier while I was taking off some other characters. Again, I'm gonna have to take off Ike. It's a meme at this point because there are just a bit too many Fire Emblem characters. I feel like if we're gonna continue that trend, we're gonna take him off. And now I am going to try to redeem myself a bit. I feel like one of the most fun Fire Emblem characters gonna keep Violet. They were put in, I feel like, mostly to tie in with the new game releasing. But I have to say that they did in my opinion, a really good job at mixing up what we've come to know from the Fire Emblem characters. In that same vein, getting rid of Corrin, I feel like also just pretty similar. If it's going to be a smaller roster, that variety is going to be really important. Yeah. And they definitely have several unique aspects compared to the other Fire Emblem characters, but I feel like it's just not enough to warrant keeping them in.
Continuing on with the Fire Emblem, I think we need to get rid of Robin. Which, by the way, this does not look like Robin. But yeah, I think we need to get rid of Robin. Again, a very fun character, but just not very good character. It feels like they didn't put a lot of thought into throwing Robin in there.
It is very limiting with how his resources get used up in that way, and I can see where you're coming from.
This one also kind of hurts, but not really. It just kind of hurts because I love watching good players play as this character.
Okay.
That's Bowser Jr. I love watching people who know what they're doing with this character, like Zap. I love watching him play Bowser Jr.
Right.
Again, too much Mario representation in this game. And like you said earlier, if we're cutting the roster in half, we need that representation. We need more of a variety. I think I want to keep Pit. I think Pit is a very fun character. A lot of people have said that he is the most honest character. I disagree, but
okay.
But I still think that Pit is a very fun character to play. Very unique character. He can be a sortie. He can be ranged. He has a great recovery that will sometimes grab onto the ledge, and sometimes he'll just go right by and put you in a very bad situation that you get punished for and lose a fucking stock.
Now moving on, I'm gonna take another hard hit here. Another character that I really enjoy, but I'm gonna take out Duck Hunt. I feel one of the biggest reasons is the reliance on that the neutral B. I feel like can be so overall, like it defines how he is as a character. That kind of character we could go without, even though I really like him. Definitely love I love the setups that he can do and everything, but I'm gonna take him out. He's been here. He's just been begging. I keep Luigi. We are definitely trying to cut down on that Mario representation, but I mean, he has to be right there with Mario, and I feel like he's different enough in his play style. Have to say, I'm a sucker for the way that, when you, like, a player can be working so hard to find that opening, and once they do, everything can change. So now this one I'm gonna keep. I feel like it's a good combination of both the series itself being so huge, Final Fantasy, and I think he's a really fun character to watch and play. I love how the limit can factor into his play style. Just like personally, my play style I feel like does not mesh quite as well with some of the characters that are a bit slower. I love how explosive he can be, and when you have those really dominating clouds, it can be really fun to watch.
All right, well, you got rid of Duck Hunt. I'm going to keep another character that is all about using their utility to take stage control, and that is Snake.
Ooh.
Snake is a very unique character. If you're going up against a really good Snake, it is impossible to stay on ground. He has really good grenades and utility with the C4 and whatnot, and a really good recovery. He just needs to stay in the game. But there's another character that, much like Game & Watch, is too easy to pick up and too easy to master, and that character needs to go. Rob. Way too easy to learn, way too easy to be good with. Just rewards, it just awards bad play habits. And I just don't appreciate that, even though I have a few of my own. And one more character that I think needs to go, Incineroar.
Oh.
Incineroar, I just am very curious as to, like, why. Out of all the, at this point, probably like over 1,000 Pokemon, you pick Incineroar. You know what Pokemon kids really want to play as in Smash? The fucking Fire Cat that can suplex you. Oh, and guess what? It can side B, and side B, and side B, and side B.
I'm gonna go with this next one. they're right next to each other. I'm gonna keep them in for some of the same reasons here. I'm gonna keep Ness and Peach. Something that is just one small detail, but it has a huge effect. Both of their double jumps being so unique. It adds a new dimension that a lot of the other characters don't have. And Peach's ability to float as well, super unique. Both of them I feel like are pretty well-rounded characters, and pretty fun to play as well. All right, this one's a little hard. I am gonna get rid of King DDD. I think he's another one that is pretty fun, but if we're gonna be cutting down on characters, we kept some of the heavies up here already. We got Donkey Kong, Ganondorf, Bowser, King K. Rool. We got quite a few. I feel like overall he's just one of the weaker of those heavy characters.
All right, so I'm going to get rid of Lucas. I mean, if we're keeping Ness, we don't need to keep Lucas. Fuck you, Lucas.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Another character that I think should stay is probably Wario. Ooh. Wario's a very unique character. Right. No other character has the type of abilities that he has with Waft. Although you could argue that Waft is a very cheap ability that he has, is still very unique. The way that he can fart away his opponent's stock like that is very funny and very, very fun. And I am also going to get rid of Zelda. I just think that Zelda's moveset just isn't strong enough anymore. Or ever, honestly. I feel like even in Melee, the pros would rather be Sheik than Zelda, because Zelda just can't cut it. Just cut the loss and get rid of her.
And you did make a good point there. At the end, you reminded me, even though, a lot less recognizable than Zelda, I feel like that moveset has so much more potential. Another one that leads to so many creative combo routes and play styles. This one's tough, but I will get rid of the Ice Climbers. The way that the inevitable desync works is weird enough. I love them, and they've been an iconic part of Smash for a long time, but I am gonna part ways with those Ice Climbers. Looking at the rest of who we got here, one of the ones who I believe, in my opinion, stands out the most, I'm gonna keep Mega Man. I feel like the series itself, super iconic, and I love the wide array of projectiles that he has, the different setups that you can utilize with him. So I'm gonna keep that in.
Alright, we are getting down to the wire here.
We are.
I hate playing against this character so bad. Especially when you're going up against someone who knows how to play this character. They're so fucking annoying. But they are a very iconic face. That being Sora. Personally, I think Sora has the best recovery in the game.
It goes crazy.
They can go shh and then ching ching ching. Literally without even like any frames in between.
Covers so much distance.
It is just ridiculous. I do think that recovery needs to be nerfed at least a fucking little bit. But I do love how Sora is in the game, and I don't want to get rid of them. But here's a character that is annoying as fuck to go up against, and I don't want to stay in Smash, and that is Shulk. Shulk with those Monado arts is just ridiculous. Some of those Monado arts will win you the damn game, which I think is stupid. I do think it is kind of balanced, but at the end of the day, fuck Shulk. I don't want to get rid of this character, but I also don't think they need a spot in Smash, because you can definitely tell that Nintendo threw this character in there just as a fun little gag. But again, they don't need to take up a character slot. That should go to someone else, and that is Piranha Plant.
Ah, the plant.
I love me some Piranha Plant. I love how they are very fun to play as, but at the end of the day, they're just a joke character and don't need to be in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left.
I think he's so cool, but I am gonna take out Sephiroth. I feel like with how overall slow he is, that he just unfortunately can't keep up. I'm gonna take out Sephiroth.
Biggest fucking sword in the game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Going on the other end of sword length, we got Meta Knight. I love how his multiple
proving that it's not the size of the sword that matters.
It is how you use it. And Meta Knight, I love the way that he uses it. those aerial combos that you can get, the juggles. Very stylish overall. I'm keeping Meta Knight.
Alright, who are you leaving me with?
I am going to take out the.
Who's it gonna be? Are you taking out Ridley?
Another from an iconic Nintendo franchise, to be sure, but we talked about how many heavies we have in the keep side of things. Another one that I feel like the moveset just isn't all the way up there. You know, the up B being pretty weird. Got a pretty slow projectile there that I feel like is pretty limited. Another one where side B, kind of like in Incineroar, can become a very common thing. So I could go without that. I'll take out Ridley.
Oh. You see, the thing is here, I like both of these characters, and I would like to keep them both in, just because Simon can bring out some incredible setups. We've seen some cracked out Palutinas. So here's the thing. If we are going with how they are now, no buffs, no nerfs, I would say Palutena stays and Simon goes. But if I have the option to buff or nerf, I would swap it. Just because, like I said, I really love watching people do those setups with the combos and the strings with Simon more than I like seeing people play Palutena.
That's fair. There's some crazy stuff you can do.
Mm-hmm. But if he could just get a better recovery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm gonna keep Simon and get rid of Palutena. Just because, first of all, I do love how Castlevania has some representation now. And I don't hate Palutena. I would have put her in save. If we got to add one more to save, it would be her. But because we have to cut it in half, Palutena is just on the outside looking in.
Alright.
And I would say that is how a perfect Crown Clash Smash 6 will look. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Did we keep your main? Did we get rid of your main? Are you upset with our list? Who would you get rid of? Who would you save? And with all that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out a ton.
Thank y'all for watching.
And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.